This video will help us practice solving equations by undoing. Undoing is a phrase we use when we mean order of operations backwards. We use this when we're trying to solve an equation for x or for any other variable. So let's see how it works. First of all, we're going to take a look at the example, negative 3x plus 7 equals 28. We have to think about what would we do normally if we were solving this like a regular equation. The first thing we would do would be to, multiply by negative 3, and then we would add 7. However, to undo and solve for the variable, we would go backwards and we would subtract 7 and then divide by negative 3. Undoing means the opposite operation and doing it in the opposite order from the normal order of operations. Let's see how this applies to the actual equation. If we start off with negative 3x plus 7 equals 28, and we follow our undo steps, we would first subtract by 7 on both sides, and we would be left with negative 3x equals 21. Then we would divide by negative 3 on both sides. Those would cancel, and x would be negative 7. So notice one more time that I did it in this way, in the opposite way, when I was undoing the equation. Let's try it one more time. Looking at x over 2 minus 3 equals 8. If we were to do the equation normally, following the order of operation rules, there are no parentheses, there's no exponents, and we would multiply or divide. In this case, we would divide by 2 first. Then we continue down our PEMDAS, and we would see adding and subtracting comes next, so we would subtract by 3 after that. But to undo, we're going to work backwards, and so we will add 3, and we will multiply by 2. I want to make sure I'm using the dot, not the x, so I don't get confused with the variable. Again, let's see how it works with the actual equation. X over 2 minus 3 equals 8. Following the undo process backwards, we would start by adding 3 to both sides. That gives us x over 2 equals 11. And then we would multiply by 2 on both sides. Times 2, times 2. Those cancel. X equals 22. Please do not be afraid to watch this video over and over again. This is a tricky concept to master.